Joy in art, yes, definitely. Art is joyful, it's healing. That's what these mandalas are all about, is like sort of that kind of healing properties of art. Helps us, just get through our day, helps us get clarity, helps us focus, helps us be mindful. Anyway, let's get started with our mandala, shall we? All right, let's see. Let's start today. Let's see, I'm going to just put my little dot in the middle, have my centering point, and let's make some just flower leaves, little petals, shall we? And let's just do another layer of those, just right behind the first one. And making sure that we're keeping focus on our line work, our very definite start and stop points, so that we can stay very focused and mindful of the task that we're doing and make this a very sort of, meditative experience. It's not quite as good as while you're listening to me talk as it is when you're doing it on your own, but this is what I'm here for, is to show you how, so you can then do it on your own. Lee, you love mandalas. Oh, good. Do you make mandalas yourself? Have you done it in the past? Or hopefully you're following along with me, or you'll come back and do it later when you have time. I've been making mandalas for quite a while. It's what my art is all based on. But I started doing them because I wanted to help myself meditate. And okay, so let's see. I am going to put in, let's go ahead and put in some of my little sort of Hershey's Kiss shapes, or leaf shapes. At this point is kind of what I'm thinking of them, going around the flower petals. And these, especially since we're kind of looking at them as leaf shapes here, they definitely don't need to be perfect. In fact, it's better when they're not perfect, because leaves aren't perfect. Hey, Kathy, thanks for joining. Are you making mandala with me today, or just watching me? Let's see. I am going to now put, what I want to do? I want to put another layer of these leaf shapes. So just going from, somewhere in the middle of the first one, just kind of throw down another. And I'm going to start turning my paper here, because we're getting a little bit bigger, and it will help me make these shapes more easily, and it will help my wrist not cocking in all kinds of weird positions. Hey Katie, thanks for joining. Are you making a mandala today? You're just watching me. Watching drawing videos is actually very relaxing. I do a lot of videos on when I'm actually doing my art, and when I go back to look at them, I even like watching myself do art videos. It's funny because it doesn't feel like me drawing them when I'm watching the videos of me drawing the art. I don't have that connection. It just feels like I'm, just watching any art video. So it still has that same kind of very relaxing and meditative properties as watching art videos from anybody else, which is kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and I want to make, what should we do? Let's make some kind of longer sort of leaf or petal shapes going up from here. Katie, just watching today, that is a-okay. And remember, I save all these if you ever want to come back and do them. I save them here on Facebook and my photo albums, and I also have them on my YouTube channel, which is Deb's Romania Art. I have them all on a playlist called DAMM Videos. So sometimes it's easier to just go and look at them on YouTube. All right. Remembering to pay attention to our lines, our start and our stop points. Turning our paper. I haven't done an intention mandala in a while. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I can come on tomorrow. Sometimes Fridays are hard for me to come on for the DAMM videos just because there's so much going on and our weekend starts early. But but I think I should be able to come on tomorrow. Maybe I'll do an intention mandala. It's been a while. Let's see. Let's do a shape just from, somewhere in the upper portion of these leaves. And I'm going to make a little dot for a guide. And I'm going to just draw like kind of a, curved line there. So we're doing sort of my chubby triangle shape around there. And since, these are all varying in spaces there and widths of the spaces, these are going to come out a little bit different size, but that's okay. As those of you who have watched me do these before, you know, it's not about being perfect. We're not making high art. We're trying to be mindful and get a little clarity and meditation time. Katie, I've been watching your replay ones when I have extra time or I'm waiting for something. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, even it's true. You can even go back and watch the recorded ones just to watch, even if you aren't able to draw them, just to, again, use it as kind of a relaxing sort of thing. Especially since you know right where to go to get them. It's easy, you don't have to go and search for anything. All right, let's see. What shall we do next? Let's put in let's go ahead, and since we're doing, doubles of most things, let's do another double of these. So just, somewhere at the top of the ones that we just did, just make another one. So we're just layering these same shapes, one sort of behind or on top of, however you want to look at it. I always see my mandalas as kind of layered. So like one layer is on top of the next. So I'm actually feel like I'm putting these behind the shapes that are in front. All right. Getting these up there, one more. And then what I want to do now, Katie, you're gonna tag your friend Annabelle Taylor in case she wants to watch. Oh, good. Yes, definitely tag. I would really appreciate that. I love to just, get as many people as possible exposed to these. And, feel free to share the video too, just so, as many people see it as possible. Let's see. Okay, what we're gonna do now is I'm going to draw a line behind here. So ultimately, it's going to be kind of like a circle that goes around, but we're just going to break it down and think of, hey, Adele, how are you? We're going to break it down and just think of one segment at a time, because thinking of drawing a circle around this is kind of like, oh my gosh, that's impossible. But if you think about it, just one little segment at a time, then it becomes easier. So what we're going to do is just take from, somewhere towards the top of this shape, and we're going to draw a line that's not quite straight, just like kind of a curved line from the top to the top. So everybody can do that. That's easy. I mean, it's impossible to draw a straight line, right? So drawing a curved line around there is not that big of a deal. So we just keep going segment by segment. Don't think about the whole, just think about the portion that we're on, the one line that we're making. Gradually make our way around. And then suddenly we have a circle all the way around that's going behind. Adele, you're good. About damn time I caught up with you in this video again. Oh, I know all the puns. Isn't it amazing? I love it. Like every time I come on and I say it's damn time, you know, I giggle because, you know, nobody's an actual adult around here, right? Let's see, what should we do next? I want to put in, I'm gonna do the shape, you know, sort of my Hershey's Kiss shape, but just the really wide and short one that almost kind of looks like those, you know, fancy parentheses or brackets. So just starting like from middle of this, you know, shape to the middle of the shape, and we'll go up just at the top so we can put, you know, our little guidelines to help us, especially on the first one. And then just kind of do this little curvy shape going up. And these, again, are notoriously difficult to make perfect. Hey Starla, thanks for joining. They're going to be wonky, they're going to be lopsided, they're going to be uneven, and that is okay. That's part of the charm of them. I actually like them when they are all kind of a little bit wonky. It gives them more character. So we'll just go around and just, you know, keep putting your points of, you know, for guidelines if you want, or you can just eyeball it. That's always okay. Remembering your line work, remembering your start and stop points, so we have those very definite points so that we stay very mindful of the lines that we're making and the shapes that we're making. We don't get in a hurry, we don't rush through it, we don't start thinking about random stuff that we need to do around the house, right? We keep very focused on the task, and that helps us just stay very mindful, and that's what helps with the whole kind of, you know, sort of meditation and clarity that we're getting from these. Let's see. I am going to put in my little teardrops here. And I've done this before. I know it's one of my favorite things to do, is to add these little elements around as a border. I just love making kind of, you know, little extra, little fancy border with this type of thing. And it's okay when you're doing these to do, you know, the same types of things each time. You'll have your favorite elements, your favorite shapes. I definitely do. There's several of them that are my favorites that I almost always incorporate in. And one that will help you get really good at making them. You'll get that muscle memory in. You'll get that kind of, you know, hand-eye coordination about, you know, the feeling of making the shapes. And it's just, you know, I mean, you like them. It feels good to make them. You like looking at them. So why not include them in every one that you make? All right, let's see. What I want to do now is another favorite thing that I do. For those of you who've seen me several times, you've probably seen this, is I want to do a double shape on this. So it's really just repeating this exact same shape, these exact same lines, just, you know, just not exactly on top of each other. So I'm just kind of letting my pen, you know, just kind of go where it wants as I make this double line. So each side will probably look a little bit different. And I really like the kind of organic feel that this gives mandalas. It almost gives it a little bit of a 3D look too. And it's okay if they go on top too, like if they do, you know, this. I mean, effectively it comes out the same, right? That happens to me a lot, is all. they'll just wobble around and go wherever. And okay, so continuing on with my sort of fancy border, I'm going to put, let's see, I'm going to put a dot or a little tiny circle at the top of these shapes. And these kind of shapes you don't really have to turn your paper for, because you're really just making a small shape and just different positions on the paper. You're not having to, shift your wrist at all. And then I'm actually going to make, let's see, let's do 3 down each side. And you can continue, you can do them all the way around if you want. For time's sake, really, I'll just do 3. But also it's nice to just, have it like a small element. All right. There we go. And on these shapes too, really still think about your lines and your, your marks on your paper when you're doing these, and don't just dot, 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 dot. Also still be very mindful, even putting down the little dots and having, each one, you're thinking about that dot that's going down. You're thinking about the ink that's being laid on the paper for each dot that you make. And you don't have to do it in slow motion, obviously, but just make sure that you are thinking about that on each one. Okay, let's see, what else can we do? Let's go ahead and make these inside shapes here leaves. Since that's what I kind of thought about them when we're first putting in, let's go ahead and make them leaf shapes. So I am running a little short on time, so I'm just going to do a couple of them to show you, just so I can, see if I can squeeze in a few more filler items. All right, so on this, I'm going to still do my lines that I pay attention to. So I'm still going to have a start point. And then I'm going to draw, and instead of a stop point, I'm going to lift. So I'll show you. So start, draw, lift. And start, draw, lift. And that will, if you can see, that will just give the line kind of a very tapered end. And this doesn't work that great with like ballpoint pens, but still you can get that effect a little bit. And I like it just because it makes it look very organic and natural, like it would on a leaf. So we've done the center part, so we can just go and put in the little side veins. And same thing, start, lift, lift, lift. And so then each one will just have that kind of very organic, tapered end look. And then we can do this center, or the inside one too. The same thing. All right. Let's see, I just have another couple of minutes. So let's see, what else can we do? And of course you can, continue on the rest of the leaves. I'm just, doing a few just for times to save time kind of thing. I am going to, what should I do here? What I want to do on this little shape here is I'm going to make some V's going up. And it'll give it like a little bit of a geometric feeling. And I really like the contrast of kind of, some geometric lines in with the very organic shapes. And you know what, if you want, I think that I'm just going to go ahead and put a line right up the center there. I just feel like it really needs that. Much better. All right, let's see. Oh, I really need to log off. The only other thing that I would say is, remember, one thing that I really like to do is, have some darker elements, some thicker lines or some filled in spaces to really give a grounded feeling to the mandala. Just add some weightiness to it, some like importance, and just really make it feel grounded on the page. And I do that just by, making some lines thicker, or filling in some shapes and that type of thing. So like this one, I'll just make this line a little bit thicker, and you can do that all the way around. Another thing that you can do is put in, like, I'll put like a smaller triangle here. Let me just make this one so it makes sense. And then you can go ahead and fill this shape in. And again, just making sure that you're still keeping very mindful of your line work as you're filling in. Filling in can get a little monotonous, so we tend to rush through it and get sloppy and start scribbling and stuff, and that just strips away any mindfulness aspects to it. So really, just make sure you're especially paying attention to just the lines, the strokes on the paper, the ink that's going down on the paper as you're moving your pen, and that will help you keep mindful during doing fill-ins and things like that. Okay? Well, I am done for the day. Thanks everyone for joining me. If you've joined live, if you're on replay, I hope you enjoy the mandala. If you would like to share this video, I would love it. Just reaching as many people as possible to share these meditation mandalas, or even just people who may want to watch and get benefits from watching somebody else do drawing. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.